How'd he try and spin that?
He just said that he thanked the guy for including the following the statement afterwards, which was...
The following statement didn't undo that.
I know.
What are y'all talking about?
What is it? Do you have the story?
I just have the audio of him explaining himself last night. It's cut number 8. He was on Hannity and Combs again.
All right. Why do you keep getting stuff from Hannity and Combs? Do you watch nothing else?
No, they just have interesting people on sometimes.
Oh.
They kind of take the wacky side of the news.
Will this clip forever? Is this going to be self-explanatory?
Not completely.
We'll let him guess.
Okay.
Here's the
What, Chloe?
here's your audio from yesterday if you want that.
Oh, all right. Give me this.
I have the story here.
All right. Everybody just hold on.
Okay.
This audio from, is his name Bill Bennett?
Correct.
All right. That's all I need.
William Bennett.
He's, I think he's supposed to be a conservative talk show host.
Okay.
AM.
Gotcha.
Was on Reagan's, was in the Reagan administration?
Education Secretary, former.
Okay. Now he's got a talk show.
All right.
He has a show called Morning in America. He was answering a caller's question when he took issue with the hypothesis put forth in a recent book that won recent crimes.
We got enough set up.
National media, they talk a lot about the loss of revenue or the inability of the government to fund Social Security. And I was curious, and I've read articles in recent months here that the abortions that have happened since Roe v. Wade. The lost revenue for the people who have been aborted during the last 30-something years could fund Social Security as we know it today. And the media does never touches this.
Now, let me point out, you don't really have to follow what's going along.
Okay.
Because his statement that he makes in a few seconds is pretty much self-contained.
I see.
All right. So the book that the guy's talking about, any hypotheses, any theories, that's not really pertinent.
We don't care about that.
Yeah, you can understand it or you don't.
All right. Makes no difference.
Law.
Assuming they're all productive citizens?
Assuming that they are. Even if only a portion of them were, it would be an enormous amount of revenue.
Maybe, but we don't know what the costs would be, too. I think, does abortion disproportionately occur among single women? No.
I don't know the exact statistics, but quite a bit are, yes.
All right. Well, I just don't know. I would not argue for the pro-life position based on this, because you don't know. I mean, it cuts both. One of the arguments in this book, Freakonomics, that they make is that the declining crime rate, they deal with this hypothesis that one of the reasons crime is down is that abortion is up. Well,
I don't think that statistic is accurate.
Well, I don't think it is either. I don't think it is either because, first of all, I think there's just too much that you don't know. But I do know that it's true that if you wanted to reduce crime, you could, if that were your sole purpose, you could abort every black baby in this country and your crime rate would go down. That would be an impossible, ridiculous, and morally reprehensible thing to do. But your crime rate would go down.
Can I look now? No, he didn't say that.
And I'm not sure. I heard a little bit of this, and I had to get out of the car. Mark Davis today finally talked about this. I think he came down on the side of this Bennett dude.
Did you hear it, Dan?
Yeah, I heard a little bit of it. Mark Davis, he didn't defend.
Is that really, isn't he broadcasted from the fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that really a good thing to say in that area?
No.
I wouldn't think so either.
All right. What did he say?
He didn't, from what I heard, he didn't expressly defend what Bill Bennett said.
Yeah.
I think more or less he defended Bill Bennett's right to say it, basically.
Oh.
And that everyone's overreacting, and yeah, I know. It made my lips curl as well.
I overreact to that statement.
I was just going to say, play it again so that I can fully assimilate it. Because
what I don't get is the way the guy delivers the line. As he says it, then he says, that'll never happen because it's impossible, morally reprehensible. But it would lower the crime rate.
But it would work.
Yeah. Just because you threw that thing in the middle that says we can't do it doesn't really undo what you just said.
Right.
Yeah. And that's kind of what he said last night on Cut 8, where he kind of goes, well,
don't tell me what he said.
Okay.
you want to hear it again?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Do you want to hear it, JD?
Absolutely.
Do you kind of savor this?
No.
Just kind of sit in it, don't you?
No.
Yeah. You sit in it.
Of course not.
Did you play this audio last night and just kind of let it wash over your body?
No, this is morally what he said. Reprehensible.
What's the word?
Irreprehensible.
Try it again.
Irreprehensible. Is that not correct? Say it, Everett.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
Guess it.
I don't care. Personally, I don't care. It's bad. It's not what we do.
It's
not what we do.
How do you find it?
We don't. Irreprehensible. You say it.
Reprehensible.
Reprehensible. It's morally reprehensible. You let him say it. Reprehensible.
Yeah, that would be an impossible. One of the crime rate. They deal with this hypothesis that one of the reasons crime is down is that abortion is up.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't think that statistic is accurate.
Well, I don't think it is either. I don't think it is either because, first of all, I think there's just too much that you don't know. But I do know that it's true that if you wanted to reduce crime, you could, if that were your sole purpose, you could abort every black baby in this country and your crime rate would go down. That would be an impossible, ridiculous, and morally reprehensible thing to do. But your crime rate would go down. So these far-reaching, extensive extrapolations are, I think, tricky.
Well, here's the thing. If you abort every white baby, the crime rate's going to go down.
Well, you get rid of white-collar crime.
If you abort every Mexican baby, the crime rate goes down.
Yeah. I think he meant dramatically. Now, do you mean blacks, or do you mean people living in poverty?
He said black.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, how about this?
Do you want this?
No, I don't. Never mind.
Be part of it.
No, I don't. I'm just trying to help him out.
He doesn't need any help. There's no way to go back. If you wanted to take the absolute white supremacist jackass angle, you could say, well, what's the population, black population in prison?
Oh, it's I think 70%.
Okay.
80%.
If he's going on that angle, then if you're going to do cause and effect, then I guess he has a point.
Right. And that's kind of that's where I was going. Maybe that's what he's getting at.
All right. Well, then let's go this way. Let's say he's got a point. Okay? You can't do anything about it. You're not going to go and all of a sudden start filtering blacks out of this society. Mm. You're not going to do any ethnic cleansing.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
No.
What are you smiling about?
Nothing. I'm just saying I'm so far away from this as I possibly can.
Why?
Just because.
Makes you too happy?
No. Go ahead.
Can't talk and be so gleeful.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish up.
Well, hang on now. Everybody shut up. Everybody's trying to be too cute.
I didn't say a word.
I'm getting to a point. Chloe, turn the TVs off in case a turtle man comes around. Don't worry about it. We are right in the middle of this yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually, talking about something pretty deep for this show.
Right.
Just about to make a prophetic point.
Yes.
Right.
And I look up at one of the TVs, and this guy with no arms and legs goes scurrying across the screen.
That's never helpful.
No.
No.
So then we went off on that for a while and watched the story of the Turtle Man.
Well, how'd that turn out?
I guess it was one of those stories of hope.
Right.
Got this guy with no arms and legs born that way.
Yeah.
They never came out and said this, but I think his parents were trying to kill him the whole time.
You're not. Why?
They put him on a football team.
You did play football, Everett.
With no stuff?
Yeah. They put him in a wrestling team.
Mm-hmm. And he did really well.
And this little bitch keeps coming through it. They gave him car keys.
Give him a car.
That's just wrong.
Yeah. You with me, Dan?
I'm absolutely with you, and I think you left out the first attempt that they had, which should have worked, was them throwing him in the bathtub.
No, they never did that. That's what I wanted to see yesterday on the television. Show him in the tub. Show him in the tub, and then show him crawling out and laying eggs by the rocks.
All right.
That flotation device has a head.
All right. So cut 8. Hang on. Wait, I was ready to make a point. All right, let's say the guy's got a point. Mm-hmm. If you go on those stats with the prison system.
Okay.
We're not going to do it. It's not going to be set up. No. Nothing's going to come from this. What productive comes out of that statement?
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
All right. Is there any negative that comes out of it?
Oh, sure.
Okay. There's my point. That's why this guy's a turd.
Why say it?
If you got no solution that's feasible,
Correct.
then where are you going with this?
Why even say it?
I still don't get why he throws the tag on there. That's horrible.
Oh, it's cancel. Can't do it.
Buzz can drop right.
Too bad about all that moral stuff, because, man.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Man, sometimes you're sitting around and he just flashes on you. Line one. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Russ. I was going to make the same comment that Everett made a minute ago, that to do such a thing would, work even if you removed all the whites. However, there is one flaw in that thinking.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to remove all of one particular group, who's to say the Chinese mafia wouldn't move in and take over and the crime rate would just go right back up? Because at some level, the gang wars and things like that do keep some crimes in check as they keep killing themselves off.
Yeah, just somebody comes in and picks up the slack. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had a question for Everett.
All right.
Whatever happened with that guy that got picked up for prostitution or something?
That's still pending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious.
You're talking about Calvert?
Yeah, Calvert. Couldn't think of his name.
What was the charge?
It was for indecent exposure.
Oh. Why is it, thanks, Mark. Why is it pending?
Well, I mean, at this point, and he's said I could say this much. We've posted his bond, lifted the warrant, and we have a pending court date.
Okay. Did I ask you what the outlook is?
It's difficult to say. We're still in the preliminary stages of things.
Didn't you get a PI to go talk to the place where this supposedly happened?
Yeah, I did. He's actually done some investigation and actually have some pictures that he's taken of the area, of the location.
Let me see. I won't say anything.
Yeah, I know you won't. Yeah. He said I could share some of this with you. I've already asked him.
What purpose are some of these pictures? I like to say this one.
Just to show the layout, more or less. I don't want to be too specific.
Okay. But to show that what he's accused of couldn't happen?
Perhaps. It tends to show evidence of his innocence if explained properly, I think.
All right, I got it. That sign always been there?
Yes.
Seems like that sign in itself would
yes,
go in his defense.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a nice big green sign right next to one of the doors. It says, "These premises regularly patrolled by Dallas Vice."
Yep.
That's not something that gives me a hard on.
No.
Yeah, you don't think you're going to get away with something.
No smoking in theaters, city ordinance. No bags, backpacks, merchandise, penises in the theater. That's from the entrance. Okay. So you feel positive?
Yeah, I
Not
do.
for sure, but he's got a decent chance.
I feel.
I just hate the fact
positive.
that he's getting screwed around.
Yeah.
I think he is. I mean, that's why I agreed to do this, because, it seems very odd.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
All right. Yes, Chris?
Hey, Russ, you do know that quote that Bennett did say, and he did say it, he can't say he didn't, but you do know that he's quoting out of a book.
I don't care what he said. He said, what he said was, what I do know. I don't care what he quoted it out of, what I do know, and then he made the statement. So I don't care where he got it. I don't care if he got it out of the Weekly Reader.
Yeah. You broke up there.
No, yeah, that's right. It's probably my phone. I'll hang up and listen. Thank you. I don't care where it came from or where was his. If it was an exact quote, the thing that the thing that got piss all in his hair was what I do believe is.
He owned it.
Right. Then he made the statement. Yeah. Then he said it's horrible, but it would work.
But it would work.
It's just too bad that it's horrible. It's such a good idea.
I'm so torn.
Yeah. What do I do? Do I back away from this? I don't want to say this one.
There you go. What?
Or do I unbend a bunch?
Yeah, you made the right call.
See, even I've got some kind of filter. I know when it's too much, and if I can't go back and balance it out, if I can't temper it, that's a good thing that I should shut up it from time to time.
Away.
His statement didn't do him no good.
Not at all.
Like I said yesterday, it's like walking up to a big fat chick at the Ponchos and calling her, the hairy fat ass gorilla, and then following it with, no offense.
Yeah. It's about the same. Well, his spin is a cut out if you care.
All right, I'd love to hear that. Here?
Yeah.
A caller suggested that he was opposed to abortion because he said if there were more babies, there would be eventually more taxpayers and a larger GNP, a smaller deficit. I said, you want to be careful with that kind of argument because someone can postulate a situation where a child's not likely to be a productive taxpayer. I said, arguments in which you take something that's far out, like the GNP, and try to connect it up with abortion are tricky. I said, make the case about abortion on the basis of life and protecting life. I said, abortion is invoked in another way. You could make an argument that if you wanted to lower the crime rate, you saw the quote, you could practice abortion in very large numbers. You could do it in the black community. You could do it in other places. This is, by the way, the subject of a book, Freakonomics, by a professor at Yale. I said, however, if you were to practice that widespread abortion in the black community or any other community, it would be ridiculous, impossible, and as I appreciate you putting on the screen, morally reprehensible. So I think morally reprehensible, when that is included in the quote, makes it perfectly clear what my position is. A number of the people whom you have cited as condemning me have not made the inclusion of that remark, and so they make it seem, Alan, as if I am supporting such a monstrous idea, which, of course, I don't.
That's a nice spin.
Yeah.
And had I not heard the actual quote, I'd have believed it. I'd have said, you know what? This guy's getting a raw deal. But that ain't the way it happened.
That's the way it was presented. And after he even said it was terrible, but it would work.
Yeah.
It's clear. I'm right.
Yeah.
Just like, you don't help yourself.
Non-sociopaths prevent me from doing this.
Well, you can go back and spin it, and you can paint this in a bunch of different directions. But the instant he said, what I do know is, you ain't got no out after that. I'd love to help you out, fella. But basically, you said jab the colors with coat hangers.
Stop it.
That's what he said.
I know.
You can't.
No.
But it would work.
That would fix a problem.
How we doing, Chloe? I want to take any of these. 6. Oh, hi, Eddie.
Yeah, what's up, Say? Man, why all the niggas get the blame all the time? Explain that to me, man. That's the first race they go after. The Mexicans don't never do anything?
I think they're afraid of the Mexicans.
Yeah.
Yeah, them vatos will put them blades on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it seems like we always the first ones in line to get the blame for everything. So I don't know. You smell a nigger raid coming on?
A what?
A nigger raid.
What is that?
Turn down the mic.
Hang on. Yours or mine?
Mine.
All right, hang on. All right, it's off. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be perfect time. All right. Yeah.
What's that?
Something between a couple of brothers.
Okay. My bad.
Let it go. All right, we'll take this and break.
I have some more audio for you, by the way, that Rob heard this morning and pulled off of KLLI. Jody Dean's show. I just thought maybe you want to hear...
Jody Dean say the same thing?
No, he didn't.
Played Aretha Franklin song?
He did not. He did not.
Break out the coat hanger?
No, he didn't. No. It's just he's getting his stride on KLLI.
Finding his way? Finding his legs? His wheels? What do they call it in radio?
Sea legs.
All
Yeah, getting to see legs.
That's it. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's had a great bit this morning. We got the audio. Robbed it.
Is it a great bit? Are you doing one of these cheesy top 40 setups?
No, it's interesting. What do you want me to say? I don't want to ruin it.
Well, then that means it blows.
It's interesting.
All right, hold on. Yes, RC?
Bennett's comments were outrageous, but I think what he may have been alluding to in a stupid way, folks who are deprived in a lower socioeconomic status or class, poor parts of town, in other words, will commit more crime, no matter what color you are. That's for poor whites, poor blacks, poor Hispanics, whatever.
Well, that's why I said earlier, had he said, or maybe he meant people living in poverty, he didn't say that. He said black babies.
Right. And see, that's Harry Connick Jr. alluded to that fact in New Orleans, the floodwaters and the disaster. That, you know, he said a lot of folks took things just out of rage. Like, you know, here we are getting stuck again by Mother Nature, you know, and...
No, there's not. I don't care how bad things are. Unless you're stealing stuff for your family, you need to be shot.
He was alluding to the frustration.
Yeah, you can be frustrated all you want. I'm frustrated a lot, and I don't run down to the Circuit City and walk off with a new DVD player.
Right. I mean, a lot of folks did. I mean, that's their only chance in their life to get one. They fight over stuff we throw away, and, you know, and it's not right, but I'm saying I can understand the frustration. I don't, it's not validated, and it's not right to steal.
You know what? I've never been that poor. We didn't have a whole lot when I was a kid, but, I mean, we were probably lower middle. I gotta go. I gotta do some math here. Lower than there's middle class and the upper class. We were probably lower middle. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's got to be your everyday thing, and you just lose your mind.
That you never know you're ever going to have anything ever in your whole life, no matter what you do, anything nice. And it's just very frustrating to see all these other people. You watch MTV, you watch all the other channels on TV, you see all these people with these great cars and airplanes and boats and stuff, and you get it's frustrating.
Well, and it's easy to justify because the infrastructure's broken down. There are no police around, and everybody else is doing it. And you know, if you don't loot it, someone else will, so why shouldn't you get yours? I mean, there are people that engage in that sort of reasoning all the time.
And it doesn't flash on them when all this is going on, that the TV cameras are there. So the entire world is seeing this. And actually, even though you're getting a nice TV set and some comforters and some socks.
Shoes?
Yeah, you're getting all that. But you're also peeing on the chances of relief coming in. Because if I see that on television, I'm not sending you dick.
They don't think that through. Don't care at that moment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't flash on them.
Not at all.
They don't think long term.
No.
You should get a financial planner.
Maybe a 401k. Plan for the future.
I understand. Line 4? All right. Deal with that. Hi, Keith. Keith.
Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. I could barely hear you. My phone is acting like ass. Anyway, I just wanted to say, well, first of all, Russ, is an honor to speak to you and Eddie, JD and everybody else. But I wanted to say this. I wanted to further Eddie's comment. I mean, you wouldn't have any understanding. First of all, just the pressure of being a black person in this country. Mm-hmm. I mean, I totally, first of all, I was telling O'Malley, I'm probably the only non-Christian, non-Democrat black person in America. Probably because, and that bothers me in itself because of the fact that, okay, let's look at Orleans Parish.
Well, I care that he's a non-Democrat.
I don't know.
Are most blacks Democrat?
Yes.
They lean that way.
Why do they lean that way?
Because it's a more liberal party that typically favors social services and those types of things.
All right.
I'm supposed to sit here and pray to the same, Jesus that David Duke prays to. Or, because in certain, and they call this the Bible Belt here in North Texas, certain Christian white circles will use the Bible as a basis for saying that black folks are cursed. And I mean, I just think it's just amazing. The whole, I personally think that religion is just, a way of using fear and guilt to control people. That goes way back to Babylon. But, it just really disturbs me to see.
He's a frustrated black man.
Very angry. Very, very upset about things.
I'm going to let him talk because it'll probably keep him off a white woman later.
I could ride in the nicest M3 Beamer, and you wouldn't look at me as somebody in a nice Beamer, you would look at me as, a black man in a Beamer. And Chancellor, you'd probably relate that to me, selling dope or whatever. And that's just, of course, we live in America. This is the land of stereotypes. But it's just, I was telling O'Malley, it's just really, really frustrating.
How old are you?
And I just wanted to...
Keith.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I can't hear you.
All right. Well, call me back.
Okay, okay, thank you.
All right. I'll let you vent some more.
Keeping with a white woman. What's the matter with you?
Sound like he was upset, needed somebody to talk to.
He did.
You get that stuff off your chest? You don't take it out on the people at the mall. All right, we'll be back.
Lord.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Russ and the Men of the Russ Martin Show Friday night, October 14th at La Bear on Northwest Highway in Dallas. The Men of the Russ Martin Show will donate all tips to the Listeners Foundation. For more information, go to russmartin.com.
Hi, Mr. Trenholm.
Hello.
It's in the bag.
That bag? Whiskey?
Why is it over there?
Would you like it closer?
Yeah. Flo, put up the mouthwash.
Thought you guys were kidding.
What about doing shots of mouthwash?
Yeah, until I saw Claude do one during the break.
Did you do it while I was gone?
Yeah. Didn't know he was coming in.
I've seen people gargle before, but never just start chugging it.
Nobody as a kid did that?
Well, no. I mean, not me.
I didn't say you.
Maybe that fellow what liked horses, but... yeah, we can't say that. I won't say his name.
Come up with something else like that. You don't have to say it now.
Okay.
Just in the future. What are you looking at, John?
We just got an email in from somebody. I'm trying to... He says, he starts off with, there's some big words below, so pass this on to Everett. But he writes it to you. He's talking about the Bennett comments.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I've been, people I've had ask me when I'm on appearances and stuff if that pop noise is just a sound effect. Like, it's different every time. How would it be a sound effect? No, it's a bottle.
Why would they think it's a sound effect? Why would I lie about this?
I have no idea. That's what I said.
I get that a lot. Same as JD. If it's not at an appearance, I'll probably have a phone call. Well, not now since you said it, but when you pop it, people will call in and say, is he really drinking? Well, of course he is.
I've been doing this since I was at the Eagle.
Yeah.
And of course, it would make absolutely no sense for you to lie about drinking on the air. It's like, what purpose would that serve?
Yeah. Why would they?
Love that sound.
Yeah. What is it, Rob? What?
You're drinking.
I think it's a little early for that.
I'm getting
It's just a sound effect.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really drink on the air.
What does it mean it's a little early? What time are you supposed to start drinking?
I don't think I can start till, is it 6 or 7?
6 o'clock.
Why not?
That's the training. That's the
new training he's on.
Yeah.
No drinking till 6 every night.
No, not every night. Just on the weekends. He can now drink Friday night, Saturday night, and he has to stop noon on Sunday.
No, I think it's 6 o'clock Sunday night.
Okay.
Okay.
So at 5:55 Sunday night is when I start my alcohol loading.
I see. So you're just a raging drunk from 6 o'clock on?
That's what I hear.
Yeah. Right.
That's his thing. And he's changed my workout.
Yeah.
Today was the first day of I go in and I run for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
and then they immediately take me to the weights, and I don't get to stop for like another half hour. And I don't mean like my normal workouts in the past where you do an hour.
Right.
There's no gaps from machine to machine.
Gotcha. Keep the aerobic benefit going.
Yeah. That's a whip.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it. I don't think I'm going back.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Not if it's like this.
Now, is Rob training you now?
Yes.
Okay.
He don't listen.
No. He didn't care. He says, come on. Come on.
It doesn't matter. There could be a Mitsubishi on my head. And I'm supposed to do reps with that.
Right.
Obviously, I can't. He's in the background going, come on.
I want to watch. When are you working out next?
Tomorrow morning at 9.
Okay.
And then again Sunday morning at 9.
I'm going to come by and watch.
And when the weight's too heavy, you know, like with your other trainers, they'll reach over and just give you a little bump just to get it off your head.
Right.
Rob, with his little short-ass arms, can't reach anything.
Come on.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there turning colors, and he's in the background with his short-ass arms going, come on. Hold on. Screw this. All right, what's the email say?
This guy says, Russ, Bennett was trying to illustrate the absurdity of people's arguments in favor of abortion. So he's basically saying, okay, let's take the argument, crime is lower because abortion is higher, and we'll turn it on its head. Then he leapt to the ridiculous statement in an attempt to illustrate how absurd the crime rate versus abortion thing is, inverse relationship. Okay?
I understand the concept.
Okay.
I understand basically what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But here's the problem, is that's not what he said.
No.
Your intent can be there all day.
Yeah, that's...
But if you don't go back and quantify?
Yes.
Elaborate.
Properly articulate.
Yeah. Say what the F you're talking about. And in the moment that he said, what I do know is...
That's it.
At that instant, he... Who sent the email?
Guy listening on the internet in Los Angeles, Jared Still. He works for NBC Universal.
Oh, I'm missing that. Russ, there are some big words below, so pass this on to Everett. He was trying to illustrate the absurdity of people's arguments in favor of abortion. So he was basically... All right, so I got this wrong, as well as the White House.
Yes, the White House also has come out.
Okay. What he was basically saying was, okay, let's take this argument. Crime is lower because abortion is higher. And turn it on its head. Then he leapt to the ridiculous statement in an attempt to illustrate how absurd the crime rate versus abortion inverse relationship argument is. It's an argument put forth by the pro-abortion types in favor of more abortions. So he used it to flip it on its head. Jared, listening on the internet in L.A.
That's stupid in and of itself.
Please enter your account code.
Somebody ripping the phone out of the wall right now.
Hi, Jared. It's Russ Martin in Dallas. Can I talk to you on the air? All right.
Hold on just one moment, please. Am I on there now?
You are, unless you tell me no again, then I got to take you back off.
How much fun. Just one moment, sir. I'm on the other line.
My very best.
Mr. Russ.
Yes.
Okay, I'm back.
How'd you find us in L.A.?
RadioMapStations.com. I searched Google because I moved out here from Fort Worth.
Okay, you're from the area.
Yeah, I loved listening to your show. I think it's the greatest thing. Can't wait till you go to satellite.
All right, so explain to me how I got this wrong.
All right, he was in a discussion about the absurdity of correlating, crime rates decrease to abortions increase. So
even with my community college education, I got that.
All right. So he took the leap and said, okay, well, the problem, and that was the tail end of the discussion that's in your soundbite. It's like, yeah, I don't buy those numbers anyway. Yeah, I don't buy those numbers either. So, for the by that rationale, well, then we could just look at, and this is where, he talks about the Yale book. He's like, we could just look at, our crime statistics in America, the prison population, et cetera, and say, well, if you exercise abortion in a specific community, well, then, crime rate would drop drastically. He said that's morally reprehensible, but he said that's basically the argument that, those are kind of putting forth that are in favor of, kind of abortion on demand. That was where the discussion kind of came.
No, I understand, and that's a great explanation. Problem is, that's not what he said.
In that soundbite, but the whole rest of the text of that discussion.
Here's where he lost it. I don't care what led up to that. When he said, "What I do know is," then he made the statement, and then he said it's morally reprehensible, and it's absurd. You don't do it, but it would work. That's where he loses it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care what he says. I don't know the guy. I just think it's funny that somebody's that dumb.
Yeah.
It just makes, it gives me a little boost.
And this is nobody. This is our former education czar.
Yeah, from the Reagan administration.
Yeah.
So I don't get in your email, because that's not what he said. You went back and paraphrased and made it sound legit, but that ain't what happened.
No, that's as I understood it. I did some more research looking into it today. But you're right when he said, "All I know is,"
right.
That's a really tough semantic to get around. But there's years and years of this guy on the public record talking about how do we attack and address the problem of overrepresentation of blacks in the criminal justice system. So I think I kind of know where his heart is coming from. That's why I thought it was.
No, I understand that as well.
Unbelievable.
But the way that things work in the media is it doesn't matter what you've done in your past. What you're doing at that instant is what they're going to jam your ass with.
Especially if it fits in a 15-second soundbite.
But that's why I made sure that we played as much as we could. So you have the statement that leads into it and the statement that leads after it, even his ability or his attempt to try and rehabilitate what he said about killing the colored babies. What do you do for NBC?
I'm at the corporate level with the NBC and the Universal Group. Just do sourcing, which is all the contracting and business side of stuff. It's what I used to do in the Air Force. I left the military, came out here.
So what does that entail?
Me specifically, I deal with energy and utilities. So our hedging our exposure to natural gas and electricity, contracting for different electric rates with our. We have a couple stations that we own and operate there in your area.
Oh, I got it. Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, as well as the cable properties, the whole film, theme parks, everything in the NBC Universal universe. So when are you going to satellite?
I don't know. It hasn't really come up.
Hasn't, huh? I hope I didn't blow some little secret conduit into listening to your show over the internet by.
No, I think it's on isn't it on the main website?
Yes,
yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I just wasn't smart enough to find it on the main website.
That's all right.
Well, I love your program.
All right, then.
Thanks, Russ.
Straightening people out one phone call at a time.
It was funny though. As Wolf Blitzer had on his.
What did Wolf say?
Well, no.
Oh no!
Wolf Blitzer had his brother on, who is Judith Miller's attorney, the New York Times reporter that's been in jail for the last 3 months.
Oh yeah, they just cut her out.
Right,
cut her loose.
And
I thought about this today. Quick sideline is the source that she was protecting. That's kind of chicken ass to let a chick sit in jail for 3 months and not come forward and say, it's me that she's protecting.
That was me.
I just thought that was a little spineless.
It is.
Well, what made him finally come out or gave her permission to reveal the source?
They've speculated that it's him for ages, and I guess finally, I think probably like you said, when this finally blows, how bad did they look that they let a woman sit in jail, over what's probably going to be a fairly innocuous conversation.
Right. At a certain point, when you realize she's going to be a stand-up chick about it and say, you know what? I promised I wouldn't, and I'm not gonna.
Right.
Well, especially in light of the fact that there was another reporter involved in this incident initially whose source did reveal himself, and that guy avoided going to jail at the last minute when in fact Judith did.
Right. So what were you going to say?
So he's on there, and then all of a sudden, Wolf Blitzer, they're talking about Judith Miller, and he goes, "So have you talked to your brother about his comments?" And he got or I think his name's Robert Bennett. He got it was just nothing but righteous indignation of, how dare you ask me about that and ambush me on national TV? He goes, how can you not assume that I'm going to ask you about that? Goes,
yeah, your brother just got on national radio and said we should poke the black babies when they're coming out. That's probably going to come up in a conversation.
Yeah, if you're going to make the media rounds.
Yeah, unless you're buying the time, we're pretty much going to ask whatever comes to mind.
Whatever we want to.
How did he say anything else? Did he just say, that's absurd, I'm not answering it?
No, he just goes, I've been on here many times, and I can't believe you would, bring me on here and not tell me beforehand you're going to ask me that, and I've just lost a lot of respect for you, and that's all I've got to say.
It's an interesting take.
Mm-hmm. Nice spin. Yeah. Gotta put it back on him. Especially considering what Wolf said a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what he should have said. Okay, all right, Wolf, we'll flip-flop back and forth. Yeah. Tell me what you said by they're so poor and so black.
The tragedy of it all.
Yeah. You expecting the government to step in because these people turned black?
That would have been good.
Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Hi, Joshua.
Hey, Russ. How you doing?
Good.
I was wondering if you guys were interested in having a film crew out at La Bear. Maybe we could film you up there, get some canned shots, maybe cut a DVD for you afterwards. You could sell back to the foundation.
What's with you, Chloe?
Some of us.
What?
No, just the fact that...
Shut up. What did you ask? Do you have a film? Do you have a production company?
Yeah. I work for a film company. Yeah, where we do cinematography and stuff like that. And
we were going to shoot it like we did last year, and then when we released the video, we made more money on the video internet sales than we did from the tips that night. Mm-hmm. What do you shoot on?
It's DV tape usually.
Okay. How many people in the crew?
We have two that work at the company, but we can contract additional film guys in if we need it.
Yeah, we need to shoot this with a lot of different cameras. Yeah. Because last year with the editing, there was only one camera angle.
Well, we probably
that was a pain.
We probably should have one on a tripod on the stage, maybe have a couple of guys with hand cams moving around, keep track of you guys while you're running about.
Okay. Hang on a second. I'll get Dan to get your phone number.
Certainly.
All right. That's very kind of you. Very generous. All right. Thank you. Oh, what was the audio of the Jody Dean stuff?
It was just part of his show this morning. Rob heard it and pulled it, and I listened to it. It's interesting. I'm just listening how he's getting into a bit in the setup, and you just wonder where it's going. He had lunch with Mark Davis is the gist of it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why hasn't Mark turned into the little media whore?
Really? They've been buddies for years, according to Jody.
All right. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, I feel cheap.
Why? Because he had lunch with Jody Dean. They've been friends for years.
It just kind of cheapens the whole thing.
You thought it was just you and Mark?
You didn't think he had lunch with anybody else?
I just thought Mark was at a different level.
Than Jody?
Oh. It's like screwing a chick and find out she slept with Gavin.
God. Yeah. Okay. Dear Lord.
What?
Nothing. Chloe's been drinking.
Yeah, Chloe, how much mouthwash did you have before I come in here?
2 shots.
Oh. All right. Oh, and Trey knows that I'm not drinking during the week. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting at my computer. It was the night that you guys came over, JDU and the guys, to redo my pool table.
Okay.
I'm sitting at the computer trying to get some work done, which is the only thing you can do when you're not drinking.
Right.
I keep getting emails from Trey with pictures from his cell phone.
All right.
Pictures of Jack and Cokes sitting on the counter with little notes on the napkin next to it. Drink me.
You ass.
We belong together.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yes. I've changed. Take me back.
That's cold.
Cut number 1?
Cut 1.
Okay. Jody Dean. Is Mark Davis on here?
No, he's just telling a story about when he had lunch with Mark Davis. He starts off talking about Barbie dolls and then segues into the Mark Davis story.
Well, that's an interesting segue.
I know. It's about 2.5 minutes total.
Try to give me the bottle. Why is it people will come back and try and defend this Bennett guy?
I don't know.
For saying something like that, where if I say it, it's a dog pile.
Oh, yeah, it'd all be on you. It'd be the front page of the paper.
Nobody's coming out to say, well, that's the humor of the show, and they do that all the time, and there are good things that he does for society. It'll make no difference.
Bus.
People would be on the news going, he's been selling coat hangers for years, just waiting for this time to come up.
It's his own brand.
Yeah. With a little rubber grip on the end so your cans don't get calloused.
Yeah, it would. You're right. I guess because maybe just because he's been around a long time, people like him or that know him, I suppose, and they're trying to spin it and defend him.
Well, so far, they're doing a piss poor job.
Yeah, even he couldn't spin it. You know.
The Bennett guy.
Even he himself kind of danced around and went, that's what I said. However, I was trying to make...
he didn't even say that. What he said, and what he said, they don't know each other.
No.
Had they played the audio right there and said, okay, here's what we heard. What did you mean?
When you said, what I know is...
Okay. This is Jody Dean from...
This morning.
Okay. On KLLI.
Mm-hmm. All right. Rob actually called...
What?
Rob actually called over there, called over there to get the audio, and spoke to Jody himself. Jody would like to invite you to a barbecue at his house. The patio's almost done, and the grill's almost in. And he wants you to come over and have a big barbecue.
What are you going to barbecue? They're going to invite that Bill Bennett guy?
No. God. Just want you to come over. A little dinner.
Where's he live? Hit the delay.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he mentioned it. In fact, I know he did. That it was under construction.
Oh, okay.
And he talked about the towers and building around them. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys said it on the air. All right. Do I need a jingle at the end of this, or does he have his own?
There's one there.
All right.
98.7 K-Love, Jody Dean here. 3 minutes until 9 o'clock. Debbie D is straight ahead. Then after that, it's Chuck Brinkman at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and Larry Dixon coming up at...
He gets off at 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
You do 6 to 9?
Correct. Or is it 5?
Maybe it's 5 to 9.
5 to 9.
Why does he do 5 to 9?
Just that's their morning show.
Why wouldn't you do 6 to 10?
That's a lot of morning shows do that from time to time. They split up 9 to noon.
I thought Chapman always went till 10.
He did.
What is it, Dan?
I was going to say I thought Chapman actually went to 9. Or at least he did at one point.
What time did he get off the air when you were stealing money out of the cash cube?
All right, first of all, turd man, it was 9 a.m. when he was at KVIA when I never took stuff.
Well, I'm sorry. How did the whole story of the cash cube come up again?
I'd rather not go into it.
I understand that. I wouldn't either. What happened? They have the cash cube stored at KBIL, and you were in a part of the building you weren't supposed to be?
Oh, is the business office. Had nothing to do with the cash cube.
I thought that was the whole story.
That's fine.
Because you got money out of the cash cube. They were wrong, but that was the initial allegation, and then they found out it wasn't you.
Well, it's like one of those things that it gets passed on from person to person, and the story changes little bits here and there.
Okay.
Because
all right, what did you actually do then? Let's just clear this up.
I went to the bathroom and came back.
With $100 bills. Sure, it's windy in that bathroom. Not very big.
No.
Oh, walls are glass.
Freakiest bathroom I've ever been in.
Yeah. Piss goes everywhere.
Yeah. I got cash for it, so.
All right, so you go to the bathroom and you come back. What made them think that you got into the cash cube?
It wasn't the cash cube. It was the business office where apparently they kept the money in a safe for the cash cube.
Oh, I got it.
So I went to the bathroom, came back. The janitor, I think, was coming out of the business office, and apparently the cleaning crew had come in, so all the doors were open, and I guess he was inspecting their job. And apparently, I don't know if the safe was open or what. I don't know. And I was walking by as soon as he came out, and it spooked him.
So what made him think you took something out? Because immediately they do a cash count and realize everything that's supposed to be in there is in there.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's why I never really understood it myself.
How long did that get stretched out?
Well, let's see. It's 2005 now.
Forget this show. Over there. How long before they finally said, well, all right, we effed up?
Actually, they never said that.
They never came back and apologized?
No, nothing ever came of it.
Was actually something missing?
From what I remember, I don't think so.
Okay.
So they accused you of something. The stigma's following you around for a while. They figure out it wasn't you, and they don't make a big deal out of that?
They didn't outright accuse me, because if that had been the case, obviously that would open them up, liability-wise, I would think.
Luckily, you'd had the money for a lawyer.
Yeah, I take cash.
Yeah.
No problem.
I'm sure that you do.
So they figured out they screwed up and they just let it go away.
Yeah, I guess. But apparently now, I've heard from promotions people in the other building that they have the O'Malley security system over there, apparently.
Well, what is that?
Apparently it's a camera that I guess it's focused on the business office. I don't know. That's just what I've heard from...
Why were you in the back peeing in the business office?
I wasn't in the back peeing in the business office. The way the building was at the time when they were at the building over on Walnut Hill in 75.
Right.
We went to the bathrooms for the floor, not inside the station, if that makes sense. Because I think someone had locked it when they left, so I couldn't get into it. And there's a door that was in the business office that I went through, and those floor bathrooms were right outside of that, so I went to that one. Because you can't go out through the front door because it's closed off.
So the normal bathroom you couldn't get into?
Yes.
Why would they lock the normal bathroom?
I don't know. It had happened before.
Why would the bathroom have locks on it?
So no one can walk in if you're going.
Is it just a one-stall bathroom?
Yeah, it was like a handicapped one, basically. Just a commode, and that was it.
How'd they lock it from the inside?
Because usually you can lock it from the inside so no one walks in if you're going to the bathroom.
How do you get out?
It's sort of like our office doors here. You can be locked from the inside. You can still open it up, and it remains locked if you close it behind you.
All right. Oh, I'm with you on this. I'm just trying to make sure that I got the story right in case I get to post it.
Yeah, how long ago was this?
3.5, 4 years.
Why do you ask, Everett?
Well, I'm just curious about the statute of limitations. Because you say you've never been relieved of suspicion. You may still be...
No, he said he was.
They never came out and apologized or said you're off the hook. Now they have the O'Malley security system?
Well, like I said, that was, someone that worked in promotions over there had told me. So that's rumor. I don't think the little camera says O'Malley proof on the side of it.
I'm sure you'd find a way around it.
All right.
Jody Dean, audio, do you want to play it later?
Hold on. Close shaking the log. What? Oh. When we come out of the last break. What time?
3:52.
Huh? Maybe I should tease it.
Okay.
A little bit. And then let him... Is it a long story?
The whole bit is about 2.5 minutes to the jingle.
All right. I'll play a part of it. Then we'll milk it through the break.
All right. Good call.
Thank you for the validation.
You're welcome. I owned it.
Hold on. What is it, Rob?
Hey, sorry to bother you. Gene from KBIL's Gene and Julie show is in the lobby.
Dan, they're looking for you. Why did I tell him he could come up?
Because he just emailed and said he'd like to come in and sit in for a while. And you said, okay.
Wants to watch you do the show.
So, yeah. Get the vibe. See how it goes together.
It's not like he's going to sit in here and then take it back over to KVIL, the morning show, and apply what he's seen.
No. He just wants to hang out, be a buddy.
Unless they're going to do some kind of new contest, Black Baby Thursday.
No. There's
Russ, what would be involved with Black Baby Thursday?
I would say probably an adaptation of the Cash Cube.
I see. God.
Where did you want to put him, Rob? Because I don't have room in here for him right now.
I can take him to Gavin's office.
Yeah, stick him in there.
All right.
Okay.
98.7 K-Love, Jody Dean here. 3 minutes until 9 o'clock. Debbie D is straight ahead. Then after that, it's Chuck Brinkman at 2 o'clock this afternoon and Larry Dixon coming up at 5 this evening with a drive at 5. Details all week long about the K-Love free gas high-low, which begins Monday morning after 7 a.m. Your chance to win thousands of dollars.
He needs to loosen up.
Just a little bit.
It's too stiff of a delivery. He sounds like somebody's holding his pee hole.
Well, it's like a little bit TV news guy in him, I think. A little bit that, very straightforward. Good evening, here's the news.
Hasn't he always been like that, though?
Yeah, he was a little more loose when he was talking to Ron. A little more conversational back in those days.
All right.
All week long about the K-Love free gas high-low, which begins Monday morning after 7 a.m. Your chance to win thousands of dollars in free gasoline from the K-Love tanker truck. If you missed the announcement at 7:10, don't worry. We'll go over it many, many times. Number of things we didn't get to this morning, but we will on Monday for sure. For instance, the new Barbies that are coming out. Christy Thomas sent me this email yesterday. Have you seen this?
No, but we put them off this long.
Yeah.
Is he reading forwards off the internet?
Yes.
Is that what he's about to read?
It's just about, yes, it's an email.
Of new Barbies.
New Barbies that are coming out. They didn't get to that today. They're going to do that. They're teasing it for the Big Monday show.
But I smell a punchline.
Is there one? Let me ask this. Is there supposed to be one?
Not about the Barbies.
Okay. The other one, there's supposed to be a punchline.
The Mark Davis lunch is the punchline.
I don't think I can wait. I mean, just fast forward to the end.
Okay. You're going to miss out on the Barbies.
Let's just break.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Just cross the line, they speed by it and don't look back. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
You guys get a look at the Gene guy from the KLLI morning show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just average looking guy.
A little doughy.
Dumpy?
Kind of just looks... Just got a gut, sort of soft.
Typical radio guy.
Oh. And he's in with Gavin?
Mm-hmm.
Rob. Rob.
Yeah.
Gavin's radio's off, right?
Yeah.
All right. And did you tell him to turn off the Gene guy? Turn off his cell?
Yeah, I'll get it right now.
I'll wait till Rob does that.
All right. Another email about this Bennett thing, if you care.
Yeah, hang on to it. Hello?
Just let me know when you want me to bring him in.
Oh, okay. Woodrow's going to come in with one of the Spittleville blank guns.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. It's been a year or so? Yeah.
It was Marty Griffin last time.
I don't think Marty was last. Did we do a blind guy one time?
Yeah, we did a blind singer.
and we tried Jethro, Max Baer, but he didn't buy it at all.
No.
He just stood there and watched.
We really did it with him?
Yeah.
He kind of laughed at us.
Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it kind of peters out.
Yeah.
Marty Griffin was the best.
Marty was good.
Because he came around the console over here to the left, ran in between my legs, and is hiding underneath the console.
The Love Doctor was pretty good, too.
Who was that?
That black fella. Had a book out.
Oh, that's the guy that laid on the floor screaming.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, Lordy, no.
So we'll let him get in and visit for a while.
Alrighty.
Find out about his past. KVIL. Then we'll have the colored come in and kill him.
This is so mean.
Yeah. That's why I want to make sure he's got no cell on, so somebody can call and rat us out. Yeah. All right, what's the email? And we'll drag him in here.
This guy said he was reading an opinion piece on the Huffington Post, whatever that is, this morning, and one of the commentators said the FCC should fine Bennett, since Howard Stern has been fined for saying things that were far less offensive. This guy goes on to say, I personally don't think Bennett should be fined any more than I believe Stern should have been fined in the past. However, I do share the commentator's frustration at the double standard. I doubt the Parents Television Council is all upset right now over the Bennett thing.
Not the White Television Parents Council.
No, there's not one.
Well, there's a distinction to be made between something that's considered to be indecent, whether you buy into that whole thing or not,
offensive,
and something that, is just offensive.
But what he said is protected by the First Amendment.
Yeah, you can say that. That's the interesting thing about the rules and regulations.
So ridiculous.
Is I could spend 4 hours every day talking about my hate for Hispanics and blacks, and I could go on. I have to stop.
You really could.
I could get away with that every single day. Now, if I talk about my distaste for Hispanic yeets and their clams,
the moment you say that, you're over the line.
All of a sudden, you throw in the sexual angle, and it's an issue. If you're just spewing hate, you're covered.
Never understood that.
Well, it's the same on television.
Yeah.
Channel 39, you can watch the rifleman kill 20 people an episode, but, show an areola and you're screwed.
Something we all, at some point in your life, are going to see and probably enjoy. You can't talk about that or see that on television. Blowing somebody's head off, that's fine.
Because it ain't titillation. Mm-hmm. It happens too quick.
Yeah.
It's absurd. There's absolutely no logic to it. The only thing the FCC had going for them at one point was they let each community decide, you know what, that bothers me or it don't. I live here. I'm the one that's got to hear it. I should decide. Mm-hmm. It's not that way anymore.
No. Now they are the judge and jury.
If I say something in Dallas and somebody hears it, or it gets somebody up north gets wind of it, they can file a complaint with the FCC, and we got to deal with them, even though they were offended by something they never heard.
They heard it. Yeah.
They heard of. So the Bennett guy, no, you can't find him for that.
No.
And they're right. The stuff that Stern's got jabbed for, you didn't get fined for that either.
Really?
He danced around stuff just like anybody else has. He's just the lightning rod to catch the crap.
He's the target, and they're trying to make a point out of him because he's on so many stations. If we scare him, we'll scare everybody.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to grab his ass one more time before he jumps to satellite.
Yeah.
I'll bet you something happens between now and the middle of December.
All they got to do is file it.
What, Trey?
I would just think that Infinity would have a close hand on her finger on the button that turns them off, just because they'll have to pay the fine.
I don't think it matters if they're watching it or not. They'll go back and construe something. They'll take something
that was innocuous and make it terrible.
Right.
But it's Stern.
Something that normally would have been okay. You know what? Somebody had a problem with it, even though the person that's complaining didn't actually hear it.
No.
They just knew that it aired and didn't care for it.
The most ridiculous example was when Oprah Winfrey was discussing stuff and said the exact same thing, and it was okay on Oprah.
Yeah. Chloe, you want some?
Sure.
Go ahead.
But it wasn't okay on Stern.
Yeah, I don't even think they were. They let Stern read the transcripts from the Oprah show because they were afraid he was going to get popped for it, even though he was going to read something that was already on broadcast television.
At a time and a place where kids really could be watching.
It's a show you didn't expect.
No. With
Stern or this show or Mark Davis, you expect to be titillated.
Yes, you do. You look forward to it. Not Mark Davis.
Are you listening to the show anymore?
Yes.
Oh, I still got the Jody Dean audio.
Jody Dean, speaking of titillation.
I can't decide whether to hear the Jody Dean audio or let's pop this white guy from KBIL. Hold on a second. Hi, Damien.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
One thing, Howard actually is under investigation for something back in February. I think it was a golf game with strap-ons or something that they're complaining about. And Infinity, if they actually do find him liable for this, because of some contract thing, they have to let him go as soon as that goes through.
Yeah, contractually, I could get popped for the same thing.
Yeah.
They've always had that option. If you got fined by the FCC and you actually had to pay the fine, that's an out to the contract. Mm-hmm. They just go back and weigh. Yeah. All right, we paid $1 million for this. What do we make off the Stern show? Well, you know what? That's an okay investment.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
And when he gets fined, $1 million, they get $1 million in just free PR because all the TV stations cover it.
Yeah. But at this point, it does no good because he's leaving.
Yeah.
And Gavin still has no morning show.
Yeah.
Or they have one and they're not hip anymore. I don't think Gavin cares. He's still packing crap in his office.
I know.
I went in there and there was more stuff boxed up.
He brought in 2 more boxes today.
Why didn't he just wait till Monday? Unless he really thinks who are they going to replace him with?
Nobody. They're not going to fire him. I don't know if he's making a point, being cute.
What's the point to make?
I don't know.
If you're going to take stuff down off the walls, make sure management's in town.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody sees it.
Or they can at least hear it.
Right. They can't even hear about it because where are they, Cancun?
Cabo.
Yeah.
Cabo. All right. He's got this attitude of, well, if it just sounds like a chick. They don't appreciate what I'm going to do around here. I'm going to take my stuff and I'll just go menstruate someplace else.
That's what I was about to say. He's sort of being chickish of slowly going, I'm leaving now.
Really? Yeah.
I'm taking this with me.
See, I've taken this stuff down. You bet. Once I get these walls cleared, if you don't stop me, I'm gone because I ain't hanging this back up.
Right. Here's the key. I'm putting the key down right here.
Do you see me? I still don't get what he's not happy with. They gave him a decent severance package. Right. And I won't say because I don't know who else in the market's negotiating, but he went from that many to that many.
Awesome.
That's a real
big deal.
Yeah. That's a Tasso severance package.
It is.
Well, isn't it that he wants to be tied in with you, with your contract? Isn't that the sticking point?
I think he's throwing that out. There's something else in there, and he's masking it with that. He's not going to tie his contract with mine.
Why wouldn't he? It's a smart move.
Doesn't make any sense.
If we were on 24 hours a day, if we were on 8 hours a day, maybe. It's 4 hours out of a 24-hour day broadcast. Why are you worried about one show? You got a new morning show coming in. Obviously, Infinity thinks it's going to work. They're putting money in it.
Yes.
You got Pugs and Kelly. They've been here for 4 years. You can make whatever jokes that you want, but they got a decent audience.
They do.
So losing us isn't going to be the death of this station. It's going to be a stab in the kidney.
Slowly bleed to death.
Yeah. So that one I'm not buying.
I mean, either, because even if he signs up, he only has to stay here 6 more. Let's just say by chance we left in April, he has to stay till September. So what?
Yeah. Or if he wants out at a certain point, kick the studio door open, come in, talk about aborting black babies, and you're gone.
You're out.
Well, what do you think it is, Russ? I mean, if he's using that to mask the true problem.
I don't know. I don't know what else is going on with him. But he claims I've never heard anybody do this. I only want 2 years.
No. 3?
We want to give you 3 years of security. I don't want it.
No.
I'll get complacent.
You don't want that.
Which I would think for radio, 3 years is a hell of a deal, especially in management.
Well, you go back and consider where he was. He was in Vegas, which is market 30, 40, something like that.
In that area.
He only had dreams of coming to Dallas. Had they offered him a 3 or 4 year contract when he started, he'd have signed it and probably worked a few for free.
Oh, sure.
Just because you're all excited.
It's Dallas.
Then you get here, you get jaded. I don't want a 3-year contract. I got no time for security.
Back that off.
I'm a Rolling Stone. I got no time to sit here with you. What?
Get me in there now.
Why?
Just do it.
Well, then bring him in. Well, we'll put him on this mic.
Maybe somebody's trying to hit him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, once we get him here, we're all right.
Mm.
You got headphones for him? Yes. Okay. What was that talking about? I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that he's going to wrap everything with this station around this 4 hours. He's going to wrap his career on this 4-hour broadcast.
Well, I think he realizes the value of this show to the station, because say what you will, this is the crowning jewel. And if this show fails, I think the station would fail, or at least flip formats.
I don't think so. I'm not being humble. You get somebody else in here. The Eagle came back after Stern left. I've told this story before. You give it 3 or 4 weeks, month, people don't care where you went.
Well, they do.
All right.
This show
All right, let me ask you this. Where's Tom Brokaw right now?
I don't know.
Do you care?
No, because I wasn't a huge fan of his.
All right. Do you think anybody else cares?
Well, I know what happened to Ron Chapman. I know what happened to a few other people.
Oh. What's the matter, Rob?
He had to make a call. Someone just dropped his daughter. I don't. That's all he said.
So did he have to leave?
No, he's grabbing the phone right now.
Let me ask something off the air.
Jeez.
Maybe the station would fold.
Yeah. That's got to be frustrating from the other end, though.
Oh, Mally looks pissed off. What's the matter with you?
It's damn frustrating.
Yeah.
But at least I have access. I can come in later and ask.
Yeah.
And for those of you who can't, it was damn funny.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the questions I get asked all the time, and it's you think it's very innocuous. Is what does he say to Gail? I was like, I
can't tell you.
No, that's stuff that's not even close to. Mm-mm. You can't even retell that at a heroin party.
You play the Jody Dean audio.
Oh yeah. Thank you. There you go, Flo. All right. I'll just start the Jody Dean audio.
Okay.
98.7 K-Love, Jody Dean here. 3 minutes until 9 o'clock. Debbie D is straight ahead. Then after that, it's Chuck Brinkman at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and Larry Dixon coming up at 5 this evening with the drive.
When did Larry Dixon move over there?
Just recently.
I thought he was at the Oasis.
He was. They brought him over to do.
What happened over there? Tide come in?
No.
Hold on a second. What is it, Rob?
Is it okay if I bring Gene in now?
What happened with... yeah, I'll bring him in. Stick him over here. Jody Dean audio. All right, so how long's he been over there?
Just a few weeks. From as far as I know.
Oh.
I don't listen that often.
Okay. Yeah, he is kind of pudgy.
Quit it.
Is your daughter okay?
I don't know.
Well, what happened?
She's I got a 10-month-old, so I don't know if you have any kids, but
well, I know you don't drop
wobbly.
You don't drop them.
Who dropped him?
We have a gal who's living with us from Brazil.
Well, all right. Well, you called and they said what? I mean, obviously it can't be too bad. You're in here,
right?
Or you're a big fan.
Yeah. No, she bumped her head. They said they think she's going to be okay. She's a little startled.
And you're not going home to check on your kid?
I trust Julie. She's taking care of her. We have a gal in the house who's a nurse, and she says everything's fine. Just startled mom.
Why do you have a nurse in the house?
She just lives with us.
Why?
Because she likes it. She also takes care of the kid while we're at work.
How about that?
The nanny nurse.
Yeah. The nanny nurse. Yeah.
You screw her?
The nurse?
Yeah.
No, but probably not.
How old is she?
The Nanny Nurse?
Yeah, she's Brazilian.
Yeah.
It's one of my new favorite websites.
Oh, I love that one. Mike's Brazil or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The key here is the wife picks out the nanny. So.
Yeah. How long you been married?
6 years.
The baby's how old? First one?
Yeah, first one, 10 months.
How long you been in radio?
10 years.
Isn't this your second time in this market?
Yeah.
Where were you guys before?
A station called B97.9.
What was that?
It was that soft adult.
Yeah,
Pop.
it was adult contemporary music.
Yeah.
Then you went from there. How long were you there?
We were there about a year and a half.
How's that gum?
Well, we had a good time.
Now, how's
I
the
liked
gum? The gum that you got?
I like the gum. Do you not like the gum?
Do you chew it on the air at KBIO?
It depends. Sometimes I do.
Chloe, take it from me.
Have to get rid of the gum? All right.
Yeah.
Out goes the gum.
Well, so Rob said in the email you wanted to come up and find out how the show's put together, or you just wanted to watch?
Yeah, I wanted to know how you guys put the show together, how you screen calls, how you organize it.
How long you been listening to the show?
We haven't been here we have not been in Dallas very long
No, I
this time
understand.
around, so I don't know, a couple of months maybe.
Does it sound organized?
Well, sometimes it sounds organized, sometimes it sounds, unorganized. It's hard to know if it's an organized disorganization or not.
Weren't we talking about that yesterday?
Yes, we were.
I don't understand why people think the stuff that happens, they have to think there's a master script somewhere that says at a certain point I'm playing audio and there's a turtle man that's going to be on the TV. And then we're going to go talk about Oprah for a while. There's no master plan.
No.
I'd like to say there was, because then you show that to corporate and say, look what the work that goes into this show.
Genius.
Yeah. Ain't nothing. I look at porn up until about 2:15. Especially now that I'm on testosterone. I can't shake this noise either.
Know. Me too.
I think today I wasted about a good hour and a half.
God.
Now, are you guys still taking it? Or are you tapering off right now? Are you cycling? How does that work?
It's a couple times a week.
But you're still in the process of doing that?
Yeah, and then probably stop a week of La Bear.
And then when do you go back to it, or do you?
After that, I got to stop, because I'm not getting anything done.
No, it's very distracting.
Luckily, show contents just kind of popped up with the guy and the black babies and the turtle thing.
Right.
Because I'm not reading the paper. I'm not watching the news.
It's distracting. Even driving around, you can't get rid of it.
It's that noticeable.
Oh, yes.
Of a difference.
And then now, most of the porn sites, they have... do you guys talk about this on the show?
The porn sites? Not very frequently.
What do you guys normally cover?
Well, I understand you have some audio. You probably know. Whatever's interesting, whatever we think is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Talk about your marriage?
Yes, we do.
How's that?
How's the marriage?
Yeah.
I like it. It's good.
After, what'd you say, 10 years?
Yeah, we've been together 10 years.
Did you meet in radio?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Julie did traffic on 9 different stations in Seattle. That's where we're from. And I was on 2 of those stations, and that's kind of how we met. Decided we wanted to do a morning show together and teamed up.
Oh. What is it in?
Angry Black Man, Line 9.
Oh, you'll have to hold on. You just got upstaged by a colored. Hi, Marcus.
What's up, partner?
Nothing.
What's going on? Pretty ticked off about what's all the antics and stuff that you got going on against black folks. You always got the opportunity. Your doors open in regards to people coming up there and taking care of, seeing you face to face, taking care of business, and nobody ever seems to follow through on it. Well, you dealing with
hang on, Marcus.
Marcus, up there and deal with you.
Marcus, what are you mad about?
Take care of your ass.
What are you mad about?
I'm mad about all the racial remarks and derogatory statements you make about black folks. You got black folks calling in, sounding stupid, nigga this, nigga that.
I don't make them stupid.
Well,
That's stupid.
What's this Grand Dragon business? That even further lets me know.
I don't know. That's an organization I can't get into.
That's nothing. That is nothing.
I bet you wouldn't be talking all that smack, that mess, if I was up in your face. Would you? Quiet. It's all out here. Everything's a joke, huh? Think this is a joke?
I don't know.
Today is your day, partner.
So See what you did?
I didn't do anything.
He mentioned you by name.
I've done nothing. Grand Dragon is not my name.
It's JD's fault. I have to take calls like that.
Yeah. Does that happen all the time?
Every once in a while, and I try to put them all through. Most of them aren't as patient to actually wait to talk to you, though.
No.
I create the Grand Dragon thing you did.
You respond to it, though.
You perpetuate it.
And you live it.
Who's the one that said off the air, you're not going to New Orleans anymore because they're too wet to light?
I did not say that. I did not say that.
Oh, yeah, I made that up.
Well, I didn't say that. God. Any openings over there at KBIL? Do you abuse the people on your show like this?
Not in the same way.
Oh, good.
Nobody can do it quite like Russ, don't you think?
Do you, is still romance in the marriage after 10 years?
Yes. 10 months. You know, a 10-month-old has an effect on that temporarily, but
absolutely
not quite the same as it was before, but it's still good.
I have 2 kids. Russ has none, so he doesn't really know the damage that kids do to your sex drive.
Why'd you guys decide after 9 years and some months to have a kid?
That's a good question. We didn't necessarily plan to have a kid. You kind of just think you're going to plan and then you have a kid, but didn't quite work out that way. We had a couple of miscarriages, a little slow along the way.
Would you like some?
No, but please, help yourself. Gentleman
sure?
Jack. Yeah, sure. I had some before I got here.
Did you?
Sure.
Yeah.
He's having a little Gentleman Jack. Very nice. Does that work?
Yeah, that's all right. What do you guys have planned for the fall for KBIL? That's a big station to be on.
KBIL is, it's a nice, big, legendary station.
Well, I mean, in the fall in the past, when I was growing up, as stupid as it would sound, you would wait for the fall KBIL, what do they call it?
Oh, the
prize
catalog.
Yeah,
it was it was a big push.
Right.
New jingles came out, and there was the whole big push every year.
Yeah. It was just like waiting for September and the new cartoons on Saturday morning.
Absolutely.
It was the same kind of stupid anticipation, and they would turn a promotion went into like a 20-minute presentation.
Total new event. Yeah, roll out the new jingles, and it was a big, long, totally produced package. And if people would, literally record it and play it back and listen to it. It was great.
So what do you got planned?
Your guess is as good as mine, Russ. I had no idea.
For the fall?
For the fall, sure. I imagine when they roll it out, we'll be as excited as you guys are. Be waiting for it in anticipation. Should be good.
Sounds very electric.
What do you guys have planned? What are you guys going to be doing?
We don't do
some
anything.
big stuff?
We never do anything. They never give us.
It works for you guys, so we're following your lead. Why would we do anything different?
We don't market. We don't give anything away. I don't give out their phone number.
You don't like when people call.
I'm not even big on having the transmitter on.
He even tells people not to listen.
Yeah. We tell the funniest stuff off the air.
Yeah. Don't, Trey. God, quit. We listen to the Jody Dean on here.
All righty.
Things are way too funny. Let's dilute this. Dan, what is line 7? I don't understand.
Oh, in response to Marcus, the guy that called in, he's saying as long as Rob is here to protect you, you should have nothing to worry about.
Right. The same guy that got robbed in a parking lot, got his ass kicked twice in Deep Ellum?
Including once by his wife? Yes, that same one.
Yes. You're safe.
He looks mean.
That doesn't really seem to convey much.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you had 2 guys on Deep Ellum. One guy said something about Wendy's cans, and Rob got up in his face, and then they beat his ass.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that I feel that safe. Chloe, put the hook on the screen door, will you?
You ever seen a radio station with a screen door there, Gene?
That's interesting. There really is a screen door.
Yeah.
Of course.
Who's the PD at KBIL?
Smokey Rivers.
Is he a good guy?
He's a nice guy, yeah. He's very funny.
Is he a dick?
Not to us.
Do you guys have after the show meetings where he goes back and critiques and tells you things that were out of the demographic?
Only when it upsets him. Yeah, he gets upset.
What normally would upset him? What can't you guys get away with? Let's go that route.
Well, I think he wants it to be kind of warm and friendly and, light. Nothing too serious.
All the time?
All the time, yeah.
Never to vary from that?
I don't think so. I don't think he likes that.
So this Bennett comment, you guys wouldn't go off on that at all?
No,
I think you know what we're talking about?
Not really, no.
What's his name? Bill?
Yeah.
William Bennett?
William Bennett.
Said to drop the crime rate, we should abort black babies.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't talk about that.
But I guess by your laugh, you agreed with it.
Well, it's a funny comment, don't you think?
Sounds like your nanny's starting on the white ones.
Yeah. All right. Any surprises so far while you're in the studio? I really think to come in and see the show, I think it's got to be disappointing.
I don't think so.
What did you think you were going to see when you walked in?
No idea. None whatsoever. I received a lot of forewarning. Obviously, everybody has, I've text messaged, emailed. Everybody's been trying to warn me not to come in here, not even to get close to you guys. A lot of people living in fear.
I think we've been quite cordial.
What's that about?
Don't you feel like we've been cordial?
We've been very cordial. Okay. But, anything could change at any time.
All right, then. Okay. What cut is Jody?
Cut number 1.
All right.
98.7 K-Love, Jody Dean here. 3 minutes until 9 o'clock. Debbie D is straight ahead. Then after that, it's Chuck Brinkman at 2 o'clock this afternoon and Larry Dixon coming up at 5 this evening with a drive at 5. Details all week long about the K-Love free gas high-low, which begins Monday morning after 7 a.m.
That's going to be the first thing he needs to do is just unclench.
Yeah, but that's just Jody. He does that in person. I
don't think he's that stiff. I think you're right. The few years at Channel 11 doing news, I think that stiffed him up some because it really sounds like somebody got a coat hanger in his pee hole.
Well, maybe he'll relax given time.
And you can hear the apprehension.
Yes, and don't you?
Unhand my urethra, you cad.
Yeah.
Your chance to win thousands of dollars in free gasoline from the K-Love tanker truck. If you missed the announcement at 7:10, don't worry. We'll go over it many, many times. Number of things we didn't get to this morning, but we will on Monday for sure. For instance, the new Barbies that are coming out. Christy Thomas sent me this email yesterday. Have you seen this?
No, but we put them off this long.
Yeah. Why not? We just got this. Bifocals Barbie comes with her own set of blended lens fashion frames, 6 wild colors, neck chain, large print editions of Vogue and Martha Stewart Living. There's also Bunyan.
You guys do this on your show?
We didn't do this particular bit. This is a great bit. We should try this.
So Jody's reading forwards off of email.
Yes.
All right.
In Barbie, years of disco dancing and stiletto heels have definitely taken their toll. We'll get into all that on
yeah, sure we will.
Monday morning.
That's his big tease for Monday?
Yeah, that's what people are going to think about all weekend. I can't wait for that. How can I have a nice weekend?
I'm going to mull this over.
It's going to suck until then.
Sounds like you got no chance in the morning, Gene.
Well,
Maybe you got... Here's what you do. Do it Monday morning before Jody gets to it. Blow his punchlines.
Yeah. That'll twist him.
Yeah.
Years of disco dancing and stiletto heels have definitely taken their toll. We'll get into all that on
yeah, sure we will.
Monday morning. There's several things we just didn't get to this week because we had so much good stuff to do, I hope. I did want to tell a story yesterday because I think it's just, I don't know.
All right, here's another mistake, in case anybody cares. Mm-hmm. You want to pick this apart like an air check session. You don't say, I got a story, because that insinuates that it's going to have a punchline.
Correct.
And if it doesn't, you just got dicked. You just kind of let it flow in conversation. So if it's funny at the end, then you got a little laugh. If not, nobody thought any less of you.
Just off the cuff, yeah.
Now, there's an expectation.
I have a story.
Right. You think you're actually going to orgasm.
Mm-hmm. He thinks.
Mm. You okay, Gene?
I'm well, thank you.
You seem bored. Are you bored?
No, I'm not bored.
He does seem bored. He's been watching television and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot to see in here. You have lots of TVs.
Would you like to flip those around? Would you like to watch something else? We watched Oprah yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
How was she?
She had a turtle man on.
A turtle man?
Mm.
What the hell's a turtle man?
It's a guy with no arms and legs.
That's not good.
Yeah. And not once did they put him in the tub.
What about the meth lady? I thought she was on.
I didn't see that. What did the meth lady do?
I don't know.
You guys hear about the meth lady?
No, we don't watch Oprah. Tell us about it.
You had her on. You had her on, Russ.
The meth lady?
No, you had Oprah on yesterday.
Oh, we didn't watch all of it.
Can't say we didn't watch it.
After the Turtle Man, we're done with that.
Yeah. She didn't have a turtle man. It's not worth watching.
Every once in a while, I just like to kind of unsettle my wife. Now, I've done that in the past, and it usually wound up in a call to a lawyer. But
well, there it is.
This is a little bit different. I like to have a little bit of fun. Yesterday, I went to have lunch with a good friend of mine, Mark Davis.
Oh, yeah.
The talk show host over at WBAP. And Mark is a friend of mine, and we get together every once in a while. We just talk about the business and stuff and like that, and argue politics and all that kind of fun stuff, you know. And so we went to a sushi bar yesterday, and that's where I had tried my first edamame.
It's got the makings of a good story.
Yeah, it started out good.
Because you got Mark Davis, you got Jody, and now they have this...
They're at a sushi bar eating edamame.
What is that?
It's a bean.
Soybean.
Okay. Gina, you sure all right?
Yes, I'm just fine. How are you doing, Russ?
All right.
It's your home. You should be comfortable.
He just has this smile like...
Yeah, he's not...
I don't get... This isn't right. Yeah. There's no reason that we shouldn't be number one as well. Yes. When some...
We're zany and we're...
Yeah, some guy like this who has no clue really what he's doing. The only thing he has right now is the keys to the station. Why is it their number one?
A bottle of Jack.
And a bottle of Jack. And we're just still getting started. Is that what it is?
No. And there goes the bourbon.
You wouldn't like some?
I'm not sure if I trust what's in there.
All right.
I don't know what's in there. He is drinking it. He could have the antidote, though, you know?
Trey?
Yeah. Antidote. What do you think's going on in here, man? The antidote?
It's just funny to watch him stand there because it's, I don't know if he's expecting something or it's disappointing.
Maybe disappointing.
Because this is the reason I'm not going to go to New York and sit on that panel. They're going to ask me questions of how does this show come together, and they're going to get the same answers Gene's getting, and they're going to have that same face.
Puppy dog look.
Yeah. Because he's got the face on right now that says, this is not your real show.
Are we on?
Yeah. When the show starts, this is going to change.
Let me know. The mic say they're on.
The business and stuff and like that, and argue politics and all that kind of fun stuff, you know. And so we went to a sushi bar yesterday, and that's where I had tried my first edamame. And I paid $14 for stuff I used to have to clean for my grandmother sitting in the corner. It was amazing, and I didn't get paid for that.
I don't get that.
Snapping peas. They look very similar to peas that you snap. I don't know if you ever snap peas in the country, but that's what you do. You get a bushel of peas and you snap them and open them up. And edamame looks a lot like that.
All right. First it sounded like he had pulled it off his grandmother.
Yes.
Which in itself is funny.
That would be good.
Stuff, you know. And so we went to a sushi bar yesterday, and that's where I had tried my first edamame. And I paid $14 for stuff I used to have to clean for my grandmother sitting in the corner. It was amazing, and I didn't get paid for that. Anyway, we're there at the sushi bar yesterday, and finally at the end of lunch, Mark says, well, I got to go to the restroom, wait on me, and then we'll go. And so I stood at the front of the restaurant for a little while, and I said, well, this is dumb. And so I went back and...
What are you doing? What? All right.
Where JD dragging it?
Hey, man.
You don't like niggas neither? Huh?
All right. I finally got it. That's why Gene's been smiling. Who told you?
We're together, man.
You don't know him.
Are you kidding? We rode over here together, man. You don't like niggas?
All right.
I rode in his car, man.
Who told you?
Who told me what?
Who told you the black guy was coming in?
That a random black man with a weapon would bust into the studio and start shooting and you wouldn't duck down?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, normally when a man jumps in with a handgun, the host gets a little freaked out. But you was a little too cool.
Well, it happens here a lot.
We're used to it.
Yeah.
So you do like niggas,
All right.
Yeah. Sure.
Say it, Gene.
Yeah, sure.
It'll help your black demo at KBIL. Say it. Say the words.
What do you want me to say?
You been hanging out with black folks, that's why you enjoy?
I like the brothers. Sure.
Jesus.
Well, good.
Got to have someone to protect you, you know.
I guess you got a jingle like that.
Yeah.
It kind of stinks, man.
Well, it normally does. Obviously, never been shot. Yeah, I should have dropped to the ground.
Possibly.
But when I turned, what happened was I turned and looked at him, and he still got his arms crossed and smiling.
Yeah,
so somebody ratted us out.
Oh, sure.
He made that phone
Dude,
call.
what are the chances in a secured studio some guy's going to bust in with a weapon?
You don't know security.
All right, you know what? In that instance, you got to know the history of this building.
Yes.
Before this becomes believable. Because the security door back here, if you look at it, funny, it opens for you.
Yeah.
It's good to know. I won't have to wait in the lobby next time. I'll just come in the back door.
Which do you have a real gun?
In the car.
Yeah.
I can go out and get it, and it'll be a different story.
Yeah, that's not something he'd expect.
No.
I'm in the front. I'm gonna work my way to the back.
I understand. You want something to drink before you go?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
So how do y'all know each other?
I forget. Don't lip all over it.
God. Right. So,
what?
Don't.
Ooh, that's some good stuff. Ooh.
Having a Halloween party on the 15th. You want to come?
On the 15th?
Yeah.
You have on the 15th, partner?
Yeah.
No.
And spread it out throughout the month.
I'll wait till the end of the month, my friend.
No, come over.
No.
It's at his house.
Yeah.
Well,
Starts off the 16 days of Halloween.
Yeah.
16 days of Halloween. How about one good one?
Just come over on the 15th. Don't be hopping in my pool again with the chicks trying to make egg drop soup.
Hey. We was just getting to know each other.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and that was a hot little chick, too.
Yeah. Isn't that the one that Venegas took home and banged?
Yes.
And it was funny because Carlos was hitting on her the entire time. Probably, Trey, were you there by that point?
Yeah.
45 minutes, maybe an hour.
Oh, yes, easy. Right by her side.
Yeah. Making up stuff he couldn't care less about. Woodrow comes in. It's about 5 minutes later. They're swimming naked in the pool, and he's making the egg drop on the deep end of my pool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there was so much to get. I thought that was his date.
No,
Oh, Carlos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were just side by side the whole time.
Right.
I would have put some on her.
Yeah, had you, I understand that Black wouldn't take off. And then you and Smoots left, and then that's when she went back to Carlos.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And they went home.
He kind of cleaned up on my dirty seconds.
I understand.
Yeah. Because you know a brother go hard in the paint. I go hard in the paint, I'm trying to tell you.
Give me the bottle back.
I don't think so. Just one more swig. There's some good stuff right here, partner.
Well, then hand it back.
You sure you want it?
Yeah.
But you got enough in the back?
Don't be getting drunk on my porch. I'm very disappointed.
Man, me too.
Like I said, some of these work, some of them don't.
Yeah.
And Gene's right. Normally some black guy comes in with a handgun. The host is going to be the first one to hit the floor.
Right.
A good producer would take a hit for you, I think.
He did kind of do a double take. It was like,
nah, he never stopped smiling. He never uncrossed his arms.
Somebody tipped him.
Yeah.
The gun's loud though, man.
I understand.
Gun's very loud.
I don't think I've ever heard a black person say that.
What's up now, partner?
It scares me, but I know it's black.
Break yourself.
Pointing at me.
All right. We need a break?
Oh, man, he's waving at you.
What is it, Dan?
Black Eddie on 6.
Yeah. Yeah, Eddie?
What's up, what you say?
Yeah.
Say, man. Say, this is on you, man. You messed this up, so you know you got to punch yourself in the head, man. You messed this bit up. You supposed to duck, man. You messed this up,
Yes,
so go on and line it up.
I don't want to do that in front of a...
Yes, I guess.
It's one thing with...
Come on now, it's all right. It's cool. It's cool. The nigga in the studio says it's cool, right?
What's up, my nigga?
What's up, nigga?
It's all good.
So you putting it down up there, huh? That's cool, man. We got a nigga in the studio. Yeah, the nigga nation. Yeah.
Nigga nation. All the way, baby. All day and day.
Already.
Holla if you hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone. I was going to put him in. I hit the delay. Nobody heard it.
Nigga real is going to be...
Quit it. It's one thing to punch myself in front of you guys.
Uh-huh. Gene would like
all of a sudden, I can already tell Gene's got this air of disdain.
That's exactly what he has.
Yeah.
That was the word that I was thinking. Disdain.
Disdain.
Oh, now he's making fun of my accent.
Disdain. No, that's not your accent. Yours is a little slower. Disdain.
Yes.
You see?
No, you're from Seattle. You have the accent.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Punch yourself.
I'm not doing it.
Punch yourself. Screwed up the bit. Take it.
All right, Gene, this is something I'll let you steal in the KBIL morning show.
Right.
Practice on your wife if you want. Explain to me again how this started.
You were mad at yourself for something else, and you just you hauled off and hit yourself in the head, and we all laughed for the better part of a week because it's hilarious to see.
I think you were strangling yourself, and then you decided that wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I wasn't getting anywhere with that.
Yeah.
What do you guys do when you have a bad show?
I don't know. What do? You have a bad show.
You're about to see. What do you normally do?
It depends on how bad it was and why it was bad. You know, the program directors, they like to spend a little time with you talking about the show. Sometimes we just get out of there.
You've been in 10 years of radio?
10.
Yeah.
And you still have to deal with air check sessions?
Well, we don't really do air check sessions, but
if he has issues, he'll drag you in and say, psychodemographically, this is why you shouldn't have done that.
Or he'll come in during the show.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah. If he doesn't like it too much, he'll come in during the show.
You would think and I'm not bagging on the guy just because he's probably big. You just think once somebody gets to this market, that gets this point, you figure they know what they're doing. Yeah, and you don't have air check sessions. You watch the ratings. If they perform, you keep them. If they don't, you pop them.
We worked for one PD that would come in during the show and rally you.
Was it Shambi?
No. Shambi never did come in the studio. That was one of his deals. No, it was Brad Chambers over at KPlex.
Okay. Yeah. You get a hotline?
Yeah. Fortunately, we have someone that takes the call, though. But yeah, he likes to call during the show.
So distracting.
Well, what is it that can't wait? What is it? What is an event at KVIL that you say on the air that can't wait till you get off at 10?
Yeah, get off at 10.
What can't wait till 10 o'clock?
The most recent thing, did you guys see the story about National Enquirer? Had a story that Bush was drinking?
Drinking again,
Yeah. So we mentioned that on the radio. And some people got upset, like we were dogging on the president because he was drinking, whatever. Like we're spreading rumors because it's in the National Enquirer and we shouldn't dignify it by commenting on it.
That's what he said.
Well, that's what some of the listeners said, and then some of the listeners called in to say, and then a lady called in who was, way pissed because we were even mentioned it, and someone else said, well, she's whack, don't listen to her, and it kind of upset him that we were talking about it.
See, that would be a harder job to do. Mm-hmm. That'd be a harder show to do.
It really would.
Hey, that's not yours.
What is? Well, I figured if I was drinking out of it, y'all didn't want to put y'all lips on it.
Oh,
well,
we got the antidote.
Oh, quit it.
What?
Just drink.
It's all over the place.
It's not.
How big are those? Yeah, all right.
There you go. I got the big lips. I got big lips and big hands.
All right, so that was the big thing was President Bush. You read a story out of the Enquirer.
He doesn't like anything very controversial, anything that gets people, to get upset and feel too much,
Trying to think of Chapman in his heyday, in the 80s. He never really danced around anything of issue.
No, not really. It was always lighthearted, stuff with a punchline jingle kind of stuff.
How do you feel about that, Gene?
About what, Russ? The
Censorship.
punchline jingle thing?
Yeah.
Censorship?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't know. What do you say? I personally, I don't think it's that interesting. I mean, the punchline jingle stuff is, it's not really our cup of
not
tea,
that, but you know what? Why don't you let us? How long you been there?
3-4 months.
Okay, let us do the show for a while, see how things play out. Maybe this works.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe talking about the things that we talk about works.
Clearly got people stirred up, which means they're going to listen longer.
Right.
One would think.
Yeah.
Maybe they're against that. Maybe they don't like the whole listen longer thing. I'm not sure. So we're just, they have the wisdom,
I understand. All right. What was I doing?
Originally, we were listening to the Jody Dean audio, and then we had Smoots come over.
And you're going to hit yourself in the head.
Hit yourself in the head, that's right.
All right.
And it's time for a break. He has to stretch first. You'll like the wind-up, by the way, Dean.
What is it, Dan?
4 has a warning.
I see it, and it's stupid. So I have a call screener.
All right.
Shut up, Chloe.
You ever seen this, Woodrow?
No, I want to see it, though. Go ahead. When you get through, I want to do it, too.
I understand. Sometimes why people will do this before you guys get to them. And hold on.
Is he really going to punch himself in the head?
Yeah. Hard.
Really? He's not kidding.
No.
Going to really hit himself.
Done it before.
Be patient.
Yeah.
How much has he had to drink?
Now, this doesn't make any difference. We've done this sober.
Yeah.
Hit it.
What's for the hips?
I don't know.
Swirl them around.
They're all shook up.
I just kind of.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Trey Quest.
Stand it.
Do it. Hit yourself, man. I got to see this.
It's classic. Watch his head snap back.
Be the ultimate convenience of me to hit myself and then handing my wallet.
Yeah, sure.
Some dang show coming over there, partner.
All right.
Okay.
We'll be back.
103.7 We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. There's just no containing them. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
You want to do news?
Sure. Like to.
Did we finish the Jody Dean thing?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
I think we got just past the Barbie doll part, and then we were going into this Mark Davis story.
Okay. Dan, did you get a hold of Mark Davis?
No, left him a message.
Okay.
I'll try him again if you like.
I'm just curious to what his take was on this.
Bennett. William Bennett.
William Bennett. I can see him defending Bennett on, you say whatever you want.
It's his right to say whatever he'd like.
Right. Mark seems to be getting a little more edgy lately.
Yeah, I think the national show portion, he's trying to be above and beyond some of the just conservative, right-wingers.
Okay. But even for AM, and if you're trying to be a little more edgy, you don't kill people on a bus just south of Dallas.
No, you don't. I didn't say they were.
Or you mitigate the damages by saying, you know what? They were going to die by Keller anyway.
How many of them are really going to make it to Dallas anyway?
They were in DeSoto.
Yeah.
Be some slack.
It's a good place to be burned to death. God.
And then he tries to follow that up.
Try to fix it.
Doesn't make it less tragic. Why'd you point out that he's 100 years old?
Right.
Okay. You okay, Gene?
I'm doing very well, thank you. You're very kind and hospitable.
The look of disdain left about the time the gunfire started.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, that seems to flip Gene to our side here.
Oh, are you with us now?
No. I'm sure there's more coming. I'm definitely.
Blacks and guns. We really don't think that far out of the box.
No, we peaked.
Yeah. Do you guys have a delay at KBIO?
We don't use one, but we have one.
Do you take calls live?
Sometimes, yeah. Probably should never have admitted that to you, but yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Jim's on line 4. Let's go over there.
Yeah.
Hi, Jim.
What, when you're meeting with, what's his name? Smokey
Rivers.
Smokey.
Right. Who do they consider your direct competition?
I don't know. Yes, it's a weird market. There's so much competition, you know. It's a bizarre market, as you know. There's like country's huge, KLTY is huge. You know, you got Mix, you got Kid, who's like, you know, all over every demographic because he's been here so long. So I think they kind of consider everyone competition.
Is country still big, John?
Yeah, it's not as big as it used to be, but it still is big. There's 3 stations. They used to get about 27% of the marketplace. They probably get about 12 now, maybe 10.
Was it KSCS, BAP, and...
No,
because BAP was playing country.
It was for a while. Yeah, it was, right now it's Twister, KSCS, and The Wolf.
I mean, in the past.
The past would have been BAP. There was even another Young Country and K-Plex and KSCS were the 4.
Okay. So they didn't tell you to specifically go after anybody?
No, just more like an age group, a lifestyle, that kind of thing.
What's your target?
Women 35-44.
That's what it's always been, hasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think everybody says that. I don't care what you are. If you're not going after guys, you're going after women 35-44. I think that's somebody's figured that out somewhere as the magic number.
Okay.
Because, you know, advertisers don't buy 50+. They don't care.
They don't?
They don't seem to care. With the advertisers, not the radio stations, but the people that buy advertising. That's all they care about. You want to know, 1849, 25,
54.
34, that kind of thing. Yeah, they don't really care after 50.
Hang on a second. Are these the morning? Here's the morning numbers. Top 5: KKDA, KESS, Craddock, Ticket. You're right. What is KLTY? That's not the word, is it?
That's a Christian, yeah.
What do they call it, though?
It's just
called
KLTY.
KLTY.
Oh. And then Stern is 6th. And then you guys are on there.
Yeah, KBIL's, they bring in a new morning show because things are not going well. So
I understand. I'm not pointing fingers. It was Dick before you got there.
It was what?
Nothing.
It has a following. Maybe not as big a following as it did or as big a following as it wants, but it has a loyal following, much like your humble show.
I understand. Yes. He jabbing me.
I think he was.
Jabbing?
Yeah, his look of disdain is returned.
Jabbing how? Just,
Well, we have them.
What, man?
Are you make the next one bigger.
Are you trying to set some sort of record for the day?
What? Nobody heard it. I hit the delay.
Well, and still.
I paid $14 for stuff I used to have to clean for my grandmother sitting in the corner.
Yep. He's back to the beans again.
Oh. It sounds like he said I paid $14 for something I used to clean from my grandmother. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Is this going to be worth listening to? You heard Rob pulled it. You heard it.
Worth listening to. Yes.
All right, you're responsible from here on out.
Oh man.
Now, I've done that in the past, and it usually wound up in a call to a lawyer. But
well, there it is.
This is a little bit different. I like to have a little bit of fun. Yesterday, I went to have lunch with a good friend of mine, Mark Davis.
Oh, yeah.
The talk show host over at WBAP. And Mark is a friend of mine, and we get together every once in a while. We just talk about the business and stuff and like that, and argue politics and all that kind of fun stuff, And so we went to a sushi bar yesterday, and that's where I had tried my first edamame.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And I paid $14 for stuff I used to have to clean for my grandmother sitting in the corner.
Yep.
It was.
I like the way he throws this out. He said, what's the word, edamame?
Yeah.
Okay, throws it out like everybody's supposed to know.
Sure.
I'm not going to explain it to you because obviously you already know this.
Everyone knows that.
Woman, 35 to 44.
I paid $14 for stuff I used to have to clean for my grandmother sitting in the corner. It was amazing. And I didn't get paid for that. So anyway, we're there at the sushi bar yesterday, and finally at the end of lunch, Mark says, well, I got to go to the restroom, wait on me, and then we'll go. And so I stood at the front of the restaurant for a little while, and I said, well, this is dumb. And so I went back and stood next to the back of the restaurant where the facilities were. And stood there, and stood there, and stood there, and stood there. And Mark is the most meticulous hand washer on the planet. I mean, what would you think, Mitch?
I figured he stiffed you.
No. So anyway, after
out of here,
he finally finishes washing his hands, he comes out, and we leave and all that stuff. And so I go home, and Emily said, what did...
I can't stand it.
Here it comes.
I don't want to hear it.
It's not far away. You can see it from here.
I don't want to look at it.
You can't go this far and not see it.
I think I can.
Avert your gaze.
Yeah.
He's home. It's his chance with Emily to
throw her off.
To throw her off. He's in the door.
Give me the bottle. You're still responsible for this bit.
Okay.
I figured he stiffed you.
No. So anyway, after he finally finishes washing his hands, he comes out, and we leave and all that stuff. And so I go home, and Emily said, what did you do this afternoon?
Is Mark Davis even pertinent to this story?
No. Other than the fact that he was in the bathroom.
And it was a name he could drop. That's the relevance.
I understand.
I figured he stiffed you.
No. So anyway, after he finally finishes washing his hands, he comes out, and we leave and all that stuff. And so I go home.
Who's that in the background?
That's just one of his guys. I don't know who they are. Sidekicks. The guys that laughed with him.
When Emily said, what did you do this afternoon? Here was my opportunity. And I looked at her and I said, what?
Wait a minute. How responsible am I?
I've already invested 2 minutes, 30 seconds into this.
Alrighty. Let's do something else. I got news.
I can't decide.
We've come so far.
Doesn't make any difference.
Well, don't you want to see how it turns out?
We don't need to do that ever.
Yeah, we do. You're responsible.
No.
Let's go somewhere.
I mean, you can see something crash. You don't have to watch the rest of
it. Okay. There's a point when you close your eyes.
Okay.
Don't play it.
It's got a nice build-up.
It does. And it's got a jingle coming.
Chloe, how far are we from needing a break?
Quiet! 10 minutes.
Oh. Why are you spinning the wheel?
He's figuring he's getting warmed up for me.
All right.
Go home, and Emily said, what did you do this afternoon? Here was my opportunity. And I looked at her and I said, well.
No.
He's changed his voice now.
I understand. Now he's shifted into the, I'm going to do character voices.
All right.
Does it have anything to do with fingering Asian women?
No. Not even close.
Then it's got no punchline.
No, well, it's got a punchline. There's a line here that's coming.
I got a story about that.
No.
Don't.
Go home, and Emily said, what did you do this afternoon? Here was my opportunity. And I looked at her and I said, well.
Gene, you feel better about yourself?
I don't really know what this is. It's not. It's the first time I've heard the show.
That doesn't make any difference. It's your competition.
Is it now?
Mm-hmm.
Of course it must be.
Right. Rejoice.
Yes.
Comes out and we leave and all that stuff. And so I go.
And we like Jody.
We do.
What's not to like?
We've known him for years.
Yeah.
It's been around forever. Nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to animals and children.
Well, he's not hitting them.
All right. That's enough.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that inside?
Yes.
All right, shut up.
He finally finishes washing his hands. He comes out and we leave and all that stuff. And so I go home and Emily said, "What did you do this afternoon?" Here was my opportunity. And I looked at her and I said, "Well, went to a sushi bar and stood outside the restaurant."
Spin the wheel.
I'm not spinning the wheel.
Huh?
I'm not spinning the wheel.
You spin the wheel.
I didn't do that bit.
Spin the damn wheel.
Jesus. Help out.
I can't see that from here, Gene. You're going to have to tell me what it says.
All right.
What does that say?
Items shot off your head.
Shot off your head.
Oh, no.
Items shot off.
All right.
What are we shooting off? No. I was just bringing you the Jody Dean stuff. I didn't do it.
You really going to shoot something off his head?
Oh, yeah.
You really got a gun.
Yes, he does.
What? I don't even understand the joke. What is that? A joke?
Yeah.
What is? I'm being serious.
And do you know why we know it's a joke? Because it had a jingle at the end of it.
But there's no joke. I don't get the joke.
Yeah. How about that? You want to hear it again?
No. Maybe. It was a long time to hear the non-joke. Honest to God, though, if there's a joke, I mean, literally, normally there's a bad joke, but you get it. I don't even see a neighborhood of a joke. I don't even get what's the joke supposed to be.
No, this has no area code.
It doesn't live anywhere specifically.
No, this is a refugee. This thing has no history. It has no background. It has no foundation. It really has no family ties.
But to somebody, it's a joke. Somebody somewhere on a prep service probably wrote this joke.
I think Jody wrote that joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think a professional wrote that.
Bet if you sent that to Chapman, you could hear him scream from Singapore.
Chapman grabbed Nancy and just jumped. Let me go back and listen to it, because there are a lot of times. First time I saw Pulp Fiction, I didn't really get it.
I didn't either.
Now I get it.
Right, sure. Once you see the plot line.
Right.
Perhaps it's just so genius we just need to hear it another time.
I think I'm with Gene on this. Are you guys dicking me, or was this really on the air?
Yeah, actually on the air. That was the end of his show. That was the big kickoff.
Apparently someone that works at KLLI called and said, yes, this is real, because it's the third time now that she's heard it today.
How did they hear it 3 times today?
Yeah, she works over there, so I'm sure she probably heard it live, and then maybe they made that a promo.
The promo to run the rest of the day?
She didn't say it, but considering that she's heard it more than once, that would be my guess.
They put a mask on it?
No. No.
Maybe it's a gag promo.
No, it's not.
Just as a joke.
If that joke was a black baby...
No. We don't. There's no place.
I'd have to go with that Bill Bennett guy.
You can just hear it in his voice how proud he is when he gets to it.
I know. It's like he holds it up to your face. All right, here it is now.
He can barely restrain himself from chuckling, because I know where we're going with this.
Yeah. I feel so sorry for all you people who have to wait on this punchline. Did you cut anything out?
I swear to God, that's exactly as
You cut him off about 20 seconds early before he got to the meat.
No, I didn't. That's exactly as it ran on the air. You could tell. He changed his voice. That was the punchline.
We got a break now?
Really soon.
So he's standing outside the sushi bar.
Stop. Dan, we got Jody Dean's number. Call him. Maybe there's something in here that we don't get. Because a lot of times somebody does a joke, and Gene's right. There's some history behind it. If you know the characters on the show,
that could be it.
Then you get it.
We just don't get it. We don't know the history.
Right. Because if I told this, there'd be a dead Chinese, and my finger's involved in this.
I didn't change it.
Trey, you act like you have something funny to say.
It's just so bad.
I bet Mark Davis will never go to lunch with him.
There's so many different ways to go with that.
Yes.
What'd you do today? I had lunch with Mark Davis. Want to smell what his wife smells like?
Yes. That would have been good.
Could have played that. Not really the best punchline, but it's worthy of a jingle.
And it certainly makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, relates back to the story.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.